Roads like this don't just take you somewhere, they carry you across layers of time. As the highway winds through Capitol Reef National Park, the cliffs show bands of color: rust red, pale tan, muted gray, each layer marking an ancient environment. These layers were laid down over eons, shaped by rivers, floodplains, deserts, volcanic activity, and seas that vanished long before the modern landscape emerged. What remains is a cross-section of millennia exposed slowly by erosion. This region sits on the Colorado Plateau, a vast uplifted block of Earth's crust that rose largely intact. Tucked quietly among these formations is a small reminder that human once tried to make this place home. This one-room cabin was built in 1882 by Elijah Behun, one of the area's earliest settlers. Constructed from native stone, it blends almost seamlessly into the surrounding rock. Flash floods swept through the narrow canyons without warning, and the climate proved harsh and unpredictable. Less than a year after completing the cabin, the Behunin family abandoned it. The structure remains, but only as a brief human footprint against the story measured in millions of years. Even here, the ground reminds you who's in charge. Beyond the cliffs of Capitol Reef, we find Bentonite hills, and they behave unlike most ground. When dry, the clay fractures and hardens. When wet, it expands and turns slick, shifting underfoot. Because of this, walking on the hills is strongly discouraged, as a single footprint could cause damage that may take decades to repair. The bentonite here did not come from an ancient lake. This region was never submerged beneath Lake Bonneville like much of Utah. Instead, the clay began as volcanic ash, carried eastward from eruptions far to the west during the Jurassic period. Over time, those ash layers altered chemically through groundwater, pressure, and burial, transforming into bentonite. The colors of the bentonite hills changes with lighting. Most of my visit had cloud cover, but the sun came out a few times to show vivid coloring. This instability is why little permanent settlement took root here, but it's also why scientists were drawn to the area. Nearby stands the Mars Desert Research Station, placed here because the environment closely mirrors the conditions on Mars. The mineral composition, isolation, extreme dryness, and barren terrain make it one of the best terrestrial locations for studying how humans might live and work on another planet. In this landscape, shaped by distant volcanoes and relentless erosion, researchers test not just technology, but endurance. The road in and out is mildly technical. I make the drive in a front-wheel drive car, a choice that usually draws a few puzzled looks from Jeep drivers. Unless you're comfortable with terrain like this, high clearance is strongly recommended. I came close to testing my bumper more than once. Only a few miles away, Factory Butte rises abruptly from the surrounding clay, a stark contrast to the soft hills below. While the bentonite eroded away, Factory Butte endured. A cap of harder rock protected it from the same forces that stripped the surrounding terrains, leaving behind a solitary landmark revealed by erosion. Factory Butte is not a mountain in the traditional sense. It's what remains when the surrounding materials is taken away. The road toward it crosses open space where scale becomes difficult to judge. Distances stretch, silence deepens, and the landscape resists easy interpretation. It's a place where movement feels slow even at highway speeds, and where human presence seems temporary by design. Eventually, the road turns back toward Capitol Reef, retracing its path through the cliffs and canyons. The slow work of erosion continues. The road carries us home. The land stays, waiting.